Hello. Um, Assuming I am live. Um, yeah, welcome to Kingdom Hearts Shared Memories. This is the original version of the game, which is pretty cool. I will play on Riku mode, which has a ton of differences compared to Sora's story. Anyway, I'll start the run in 3, 2, 1, and go. So, Kingdom Hearts Shared Memories starts off after the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. And basically, we're following Riku's story, where he has gone through the door of Kingdom Hearts and has ended up in Castle Oblivion, and he's ended up like in basement like 12 or 13. And we basically gotta fight our way up and get out of the castle. That's the basic plot, but there's a few more things that have happened. Such as this goes along. Oh wow, that's a really good drop. Yeah. So, just for the basic battle system of this game, so you notice every attack I use a card, and the card has a value on it, and depending on my value is whether the attack may go through or not against your opponent's cards. So if my opponent has a higher number, that means their attack will take priority, and their attack will go through instead of mine. If we tie, it'll just be a draw, and nothing really happens. If I get broken, there will be a thing called a card break, which is a bit detrimental to me if I get broken. However, I can break the opponent back with a higher number or a 0. Zeros basically break every number, and you can combine cards to create a combo. Unfortunately, Riku does not have, well, regular Riku does not have access to these combos. And another thing that's also a really big deal in this game that you don't have access to in Riku's story is that you have, there is deck building in this game, but you don't have access to it as Riku. You just have to deal with the cards you're given in each different world. Since I have like an amazing start, I might as well use Strong Initiative. So Strong Initiative is kind of like the main card I really want in this world. If I have the first strike, I do a ton of damage to my enemies. Unfortunately, this is like the worst encounter to really show it off, the power of it. But I got Mingling Worlds, so that's nice. But yeah, in like more ideal encounters, the fight will be over after one wave. I keep on getting the worst encounter, which is very unfortunate. The most important things I can collect right now is just things that can get me through the game at the moment. But yeah, this encounter, yeah, it just ends instantly. Also with Riku's level ups, I can increase my attack power, which I will absolutely prioritize, but I can only do it every 5 levels. So the map cards I'm collecting at the end, so the cards I'm collecting at the end of the fight, they're called map cards, and they essentially allow me to progress through the game. Lasting Days is not a particularly good card, but I can use it somewhere. Got some pretty decent cards. I can use the 6 here, and then... yeah, okay. Got a little strategy going. So, because I had to go through stone doors... really... think 2 is acceptable. I don't like really using that 2. But yeah, so Riku, so the only real plots, like a lot of plot happens, it happens in the first world and like the couple of last worlds. Wow. I'm just throwing cards out. So there is a disadvantage of using these combos, is that the first card in the combo would disappear for the rest of the fight. And while this is not really bad for like regular accounts, this is pretty bad for boss fights. You have to be kind of mindful of that. Nice, okay. No strong initiative. Fortunately, it is a 9, so I do need to get a 0 somewhere along the line. So 0 is like the only card that can get me through to the next. 1. Making sure I still have like a path to the ends, so I'm not like trapped in the world since this is the marathon run. Actually, I can do some more fights in here. Why not? Oh. People avoiding encounters. Okay, that's a much better strong initiative. I can actually use it in the next room. That was actually worthwhile to do that encounter. Wow. So the boss room is kind of locked with a certain requirement here. I had to kind of memorize the requirements as well, so I'm going to use the 5 Almighty Darkness there, because Almighty Darkness increases the card values of the enemy and makes it hard to fight the encounters, and I'd rather not deal with that. So this is Dragon Maleficent. So ideally during this boss fight, you don't want her to breathe fire. If she breathes fire at any point, the camera forces you to lock onto the flames instead of her head, where you can deal damage. Yeah, that was a pretty decent fight. Oh, that's cool. Gonna increase our darkness points. Oh, I guess fun fact, in the remake, which I think people know more, or have experienced more, you can't increase your darkness points in the remake in this world. Which is, yeah, kind of one of the few things that they changed in the remake. But yeah, now that I have Maleficent's card, her Darkness card gives me the ability called Overdrive, which increases my attack further, which is really nice. In Sora's story, you don't get Overdrive until much later on in the game. You don't get to really go into this world. I could just attack here. Alright. Fortunately, I got the worst encounter here, so I'm not punished too badly for not getting the strong initiative bonus off. Alright, so we cleared this room out. And we're gonna likely go to our final room, since I don't have a 0 card. But that's fine, because 3 strong initiatives is actually really good. It gives me, like, enough, like, cards for the next world. Especially if I keep on getting cards like that. And I keep on getting good encounters, which is good. The ideal encounter is to get wizards during the strong initiative rooms, because the first strike just puts their HP to like near 0, and then your attack just does enough damage. Regular attack even. Not even powered up by overdrive. But yeah, it's kind of funny that the main reason that we do end up like having the grind is not because of experience, it's because we don't have like the map cards that are required to progress us through the games, because if we had enough map cards, well, if we didn't need map cards, we'd be able to just go through doors like freely. Another 9 strong initiative. That's all the encounters. Yep. Have not located the door properly in this room, unfortunately. So this is our second boss battle, and it's against Ansem, who was the final boss in the first game. Wonder what he's doing here. So I'll get a bunch of world cards, and I'll also get access to Riku's Dark Mode. I'll explain that shortly, because the next decision I make here is actually really important, and if I mess up making that decision, that kind of ruins my run. Okay, good. Yeah, so I can't take back decisions on world map cards. So, very important that I pick Traverse Town here. So Traverse Town gives me a whole new deck, as well as like Castle Oblivion that was briefly there during the Ansem boss fight. And Traverse Town's like the main place we grind, mainly because it's really easy to get through like a ton of encounters, as well as like fighting through like a bunch of and getting enough map cards. So in this world, instead of using strong initiative, we're going to use either Looming Darkness or Teeming Darkness. And we also, and if we have to resort to it, we might have to resort to Mingling Worlds if we don't have like another 0 or something like that. But the main thing I want is to get cards for the rest of the game. So the rest of the game is like, just make sure I can get through the doors that have the boss doors, basically, which have certain requirements. Like I need at least a red 0, blue cards that value to 15, a 4 higher blue card, a random blue card, a blue card that's 1 or under. I got my 0, which is nice, because I need a red 0 for one of the boss doors. Yeah, how many Teeming Darkness? That's okay, I can deal with that, so that's pretty good. So, yeah, ideally the rooms I want to be in a Looming Darkness room ideally because the encounters are faster and also the load time is just faster. But additionally on top of that, the room is just flat and enemies are really aggro towards you, so you just easily get into encounters, and that's exactly what we want here. I should mention too, like unlike RE Chain of Memories, in this version of Chain of Memories you have to manually collect the experience yourself, and the battle does not end until everything is off the floor. I'm getting a lot of 5 Teeming Darkness. It's not particularly great. In addition, as we have access to our dark points as well, so depending on how much I break my opponent, I can eventually reach a dark mode when I hit 30 of those points and under Riku's face there, next to his HP bar. So once I hit 30 points, I get into dark mode, and then I get access to a whole array of different moves. And even my combo moves as well. In most boss fights of the game, I would rather be in dark mode. Yeah, this Riku's mode is faster on this version. And hold on. So I've just hit level 10, which is actually perfect for the boss fight because I won't be hitting level 15 for it. This will be like the highest point where my attack would be. Goodness. Also, yeah, thanks for the good luck, Ghoul and Sonic. That free mingling worlds is actually pretty good. Need that for Monstro? Yeah, the Monstro boss fight door. Okay, good. I got a 7 instead of a. I'm kind of relieved it's not another 5 because I've gone too many 5s. I think I'm good on 5 Teeming Darknesses. Go through the door. Wow, that's a bit high. Yeah, it has to be this. So the guard armor boss fight is pretty interesting. So you have to make sure you're in position so you can hit all of guard armor's limbs, and then during the second phase of the fight, take out his body. I have over 10 overdrives left, so that's really good for this phase. If I have like less than... personally, I think the fight isn't good, but we had overdrive left over, so that's actually might be one of my best guard armors since coming back to running this. Just kind of funny. Because we have like a 5-card deck, the guard armor fight is just a little bit harder because you only have a 5-card deck, so that means you can only use your finishing move like once, and your finishing move does slightly more damage the rest of your moves do in the free hit combo. Could gain some ones. So I normally aim for around like 88, 89 cards whenever I'm like doing a run. But for marathon safety, I'll collect a little bit more. Oh, there's no more enemies. Okay, cool. Double checking. I'm tempted to... Okay, so there's a strategy I can do where I can like reload the door from the other side because I have so many 5s, and that's reduces my... so every door I go through, the number will increment up by 1, and it forces you to use cards that are like 1 higher or several bits higher. If you go too high, you're forced to use the 0 card on the door, and that's... oh, well. That does make my life easier, actually. Yeah. I was gonna do that if I don't get a 0 card, but I got a 0 card, so that just made my life a lot easier. Thanks, game. But yeah, I could just go to the first room of the world and then just, like, reset the number, because currently it's at 5, and I could just reset it down to 3 and then use another 5. And then I won't have to worry about whether I can escape the end of the world or not. But since the 0 has popped up, that's really fantastic. I'm not too worried about it now. Six. So yeah, that 0 came at a pretty good time. So, yeah, really nice. So Teeming Darkness rooms also have the same amount of enemies as Looming Darkness, but the thing is, the ground isn't flat, and the encounters are just harder to beat. They take longer on average. But yeah, going into like the next room and being like forced to use a 0 is like not really an ideal situation at all. Especially because 0s are just like very valuable and they're not dropped too often. The most commonly dropped numbers are like 4, 5s, and 6s. Hence why you've been seeing a lot of 5s, especially on the Teeming Darkness end. And I believe the drop pool, like, or varies from world to world. I obviously don't have all the details on it, but yeah, this game has a lot of randomness to it. And whether you get the right rooms, or yeah, or dealing with like good boss patterns, or dealing with bad ones. The reverse cards are actually extremely useful in the run, yeah. I've been using Overdrive just to increase my attack power. Especially because I get Maleficent, like, at the very start of the game. Well, not at the very start, like after I beat her at Hollow Bastion, which is like the first world of the game. I will check cards once I hit level 13, and I can calculate like how much I need. Double check if I defeat all the enemies in the room. But 8. Darkness again? Oh, the Mickeys! I would say they're useful for the final boss. And if you really need the heals, but not really anywhere else. The final boss is a bit of a doozy, and I'll get to him when we get to him, but yeah. Yeah, as I'm watching a little bit slow. Seems like a lot of enemies like spawning up on those ledges anyway. I'd like to get a high blue card. That would be really nice. I think that's like the only thing I'm really missing is a high blue card. Because I've gone like at least 4 zeros as far as I know. Although I'd like to get more zeros as well. More zeros and a high blue card. That's not a high blue card, but it is a blue card. So yeah, I have to use either a 9 or 0, and I'm gonna use a 0 here. Just because it just resets all the values and allows me to start from like 1, 2, 3. Just extends my grind if I need to. Good job. But yeah, so grinding in Traverse Town can vary like massively depending on how much you get done in Hollow Bastion. It could range from between 16 minutes to 22 minutes at worst. So yeah, just a really big grinding gap between getting what you need and then Right. We're gonna use the Looming Darkness free because Looming Darkness is a better card. Sorry for the critical HP warning right there. Hopefully I don't put you guys through it for too long. Okay, we are getting high incrementation. Also, I did hit level 13, so once I'm done with this room, I'm gonna go to the next room and see how many cards I need. Hopefully I don't need too many. I don't think I do, but we'll see. But usually when I check, it's usually like 2 to 3 rooms that I have to go in and out of. And I should have enough cards to facilitate that. This might be a run though where I'm not going to get a whole lot of zeros. Level 4. Alright, let's see how much I need. Okay, 71. So there's 8 in each room. Then I have to use one. Alright, I might have to... Alright, so this... I would say there's 3 rooms for marathon safety. Because I will be ending up at 86 if I were to leave the world. If I was doing a serious run. But... for the sake of marathon safety, I'm going to collect some extra cards. Because 86 is a little bit low. And it's much better to like finish up your grind in one place and having to go back at the end of the game to have enough cards to even like finish the game. And rely on like randomness as well if you can like finish the game as well on top of that. But yeah, that's my justification for yeah, doing an extra room, just for marathon safety. If I were doing like a serious run, that number would be pretty perfect to move on. But judging values and stuff can be like really tight. Especially when we have like massive doors to get through, especially the 50 door in Twilight Town later is pretty massive. Yeah, I can just use 5 and 6. And I'll do like 5 or 6 extra battles. I can only hold up to 99 map cards as well, so I don't have like that much wiggle room for like getting like extra cards for safety either. So with Sora's story, you end up having to like grind for more cards, or having another grind on top of one because you only hold up to a maximum of 99 map cards. That 5 lasting days is actually really good for the next world. Alright, so I'll do 5 more encounters and that should be it. That's a little unfortunate, but we're... Alright, that's 2 encounters. Oh, and the last one should be my final encounter. We're moving on. The next world, so the story will run parallel to Sora's story, and we're going to go to Agrabah next. Basically going into the worlds in order. So next will be Agrabah, and we're going to fight. We're basically going through a glorified boss rush since we don't have to grind anymore. Hopefully, we need to get through the game. Tranquil Darkness. Hopefully I'm always afraid that Tranquil Darkness will give me like, a really bad room. Ooh. Might as well get that out of the way. That was a weird room. Wow, I got a lot of green cards. That's pretty unusual. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I was just analysing what I had and I just exited out of the menu. Whoops. Anyway, we're fighting Gingerfar. Only way you can damage him is by hitting Iago at the top there. For Iago. Unfortunately, I landed in the exact wrong spot. If you land on like the lowest possible thing, you can't attack Iago. Another thing too that you need to keep in mind is you need to try to not break Gingerfar as much as you can. You need to just make sure like he's like kept at bay. For lack of a yeah. He's kept at bay and he can't like go through your attacks and he can't go and you can't go through his. Although you need to prevent some things from happening. Like massive fireball. Okay, good. I thought I was like at the very bottom. The worst case scenario is all the platforms go really low and you have to just break him and wait for that to happen. That didn't happen fortunately, but there were some missed cycles because the platforms weren't favourable towards me, but that's okay. Every now and again, if you do have a bit of trouble, the boss or something else within the boss fight can drop what is called a gimme card, and that can help you like change the tide of a boss fight. And sometimes to really beneficial circumstances, and they are somewhat used in the run, depending on what boss you fight. Anyway, this is Vexen. He is very annoying. And he'll be the first person we go into dark mode against. So we have to kind of wait patiently until we're able to break him so we can get into dark mode in the first place. And then once we're in dark mode, hopefully he faces me. Unfortunately, he gave me the worst RNG. So he used one of his cards, and that gave him auto life. And that is the worst possible thing he could have done because he can revive himself if he hits 0 HP. There are some arguments where Monstro should be done first instead of Agrabah just to deal with him using auto life. Because you end up getting the Parasite Cage boss card, and that helps with removing some unfavourable situations. Oh. Very unfortunate I lost my dark mode, but we can get back into it. Can you use freeze? Okay, yeah. I was just afraid he'll use the slate, because I always like really nothing but my zeros can really get through that. Yeah. Fortunately, this fight is not too great, especially since he did use all the life. But that's fine, it's a marathon run. Yeah, my PB has like an absurd time against him. Like I think I beat him in like less than a minute, which is absolutely absurd. Anyway, we're going to Monstro. If I did go here first, I would have had the Parasite Cage card and had access to it. Parasite Cage is also just a really annoying boss, and you may be able once you see it, you'll see why. Where is one? Do I have two? Nope, I have three, so... Alright, let's see what my blue cards have. Oh my goodness. So, Parasite Cage is like, the floor is lava, and lots of things can lag, make the fight lag. And we definitely rely on the gimmick card to deal with the fact that the floor will be lava. Most of the time. So using the gimmick card here will make the floor safe to stand on, and you can just well into Parasite Cage. That was actually not a bad boss fight. I had like a lot of bad Parasite Cage fights during my practice run, so pretty happy with that fight. However, I didn't level up, which is scary on the next boss fight. There is a way to counteract that though. Do I have any bad rooms? Yeah. Oh my goodness, I have a lot of bad rooms. Yeah, so Lasting Days is arguably the worst room in Riku's mode. It's just awful. They have to like try and dissect what height the door may be and where you need to go to. Anyway, I need to hit the save point, actually, for a full heal. Because the next boss fight is what I describe as the Hawk Roulette. And that can be very messy. So, the funny thing is, I have not played the remake, I've only played this version. I had heard there's like things that make the oh god. Well, here's why Sleeping Darkness is not a great room sometimes. It's a small room, which is good, but the problem is sometimes the enemies just block your way. Two fives. But yeah, boss door should be here, and I need a 0 for it. A red 0 in particular. So, the worst thing that Hook can do is you use random values. And also your deck has a 0 right in the middle of it, which isn't a great spot to have a 0. Okay, second chance is actually not too bad. The best case scenario you want to see is... Oh, I'm up here. That's unfortunate to get my heat on. No! Oh my god, that was so scary. Yeah, so sometimes the fight can end up pretty smooth, sometimes it can be really messy, like that one. Oh, I completely forgot there was an enemy there. Okay, let's try and hit that door without hitting the enemy. I have a lot of... Oh, I should save that. Okay. The ideal. What happens if you lose a fight? You put at the start of the previous room you were at. So yeah, it's a bigger. I think it's a bigger punishment than in the remake. Wow, I don't have any 6 cards. Oh no, I do. Never mind. I'm just looking at my values that I have, and I don't have too many high cards, which is a little bit concerning. So here we fight Riku Replica. We do end up fighting him a lot throughout both Sora and Riku's story. Less so in Riku's story, fortunately. I could just... Excuse me? Okay. So ideally in this fight, don't want him to use Imprimatur. Also, if you're wondering how I can tell which is which, I'm the one that doesn't have the target on my back. That's how I can tell. Oh, nice. This is pretty unfortunate because he's like jumping around. What's really funny about Riku mode is you don't go through the same things as your opponents do. You don't have to hold the A button in order to recharge your deck. Alright, I'm going to leave this cutscene. But, hey, Faker. A little bit of Sonic Adventure 2 and now Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, the next world we're going to is Atlantica. There's no water physics in this world, thank goodness. I'm looking for a low number. I need that one. Or maybe I can hold on to that too. I actually will hold on to that one just in case. I'll just put 2 here. But yeah, I don't have particularly great cards. At least low cards at the moment. Yeah, this is not great. Yeah, I need to hold on to that one. I'm going to try and save up my red cards because I need to save them up for Wonderlands. So unfortunately, I think I have to go 3 cards here. I just need to math this out. So like 3 5s at least. 6 6 down for 3. 8 will be 7. Yeah, this is not particularly great. I'll use the 5 at least. Okay, then 6 and 4, yeah. I need that 4 for town. I can just save up the... Let's make a note to save the 4 up for... Yeah, moments... Yeah, for Halloween Town. So Ursula can either be like a really easy fight or really difficult, depending on like how brutal she may be. She uses cards that are really high value if she decides to go on to her hard mode. Oh yeah. The bubbles make your, like, if you hit them, your controls will reverse. But yeah, Sora has, like, a really cool strat where he doesn't have to, like, go on Ursula's shoulder. Whereas Riku, unfortunately, has to, like, deal with her tentacles, so yeah. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. Try not to use too many red cards, but sometimes I'm gonna have to use them. Use 6. Yeah, thank you. Unfortunately, I found the door. Sometimes finding the door in these rooms are just really difficult to find. But yeah, that was a cutscene from Sora's story, so we're just seeing it from, like, perspective of the story at the moment, where we kind of have an idea of where we are and where the stories are at. Okay. Good. Through here. Go up. Not sure how many zeros I have, and that's something I need to like double check. Some of the battle encounters are really good, it's just unfortunate we don't get to like most of them. Dude, why am I not using this? That's me being indecisive. So Hades can be a pretty tough fight. So my approach to the Hades fight, because our deck is kinda bad, is that I'm gonna break him. Hopefully he doesn't use Temper Flare. I'm surprised I got that attack in. And wait until he uses Temper Flare. Until he gets mad. Come on, you get mad? Are you gonna get mad? Not gonna get mad, isn't he? I'm just trying to play it safe and he's not letting me... He's not using Temper Flare. Yeah, the reason why I want him to use it is so it's safe to attack and just hold on with attack racer here. The other way you can do the fight is use the one of the cards that you get in this world can reverse the values that you get. And that's really nice to be able to just spam Dark Auras against him. The problem with that strat is that you have a limited amount of Dark Auras you can use. So it's not like super consistent, but it's just nice to have. I was wondering what room I was in. Very confused. But yeah, that went pretty smoothly apart from Hades not using Temper Flare. Alright, so Wonderland is where I start to pay attention to my zeros. And it's also where the worlds start to get, like, more complex map-wise, I would say. And then... see how many zeros I have. I just hope I'm not in trouble in terms of that. One, two. Seven. I can't go willy-nilly with my zeros. Good to know. How many frees do I have? Got a few frees. So for this next door, I need like red cards that are total to 30. So ideally, I want to get high value cards. And then I can just use double 7, can't I? Double 7. He's a good card. So Trickmaster, so your deck in Wonderland is pretty awful. It's just like 3-4-5, 3-4-5, 3-4-5. And Trickmaster can hit like a truck, and additionally on top of that too. He can just like, yeah. When he struts, you can't really stop him from strutting, even though you break him. If that makes any sense. So he end up using like a high value card, and then he'll just move on. Although he didn't move, which is funny. Let's just RNG decide it. I think I just got a lot of freeze, so I'm just gonna like go like, yeah, just use. So we're in the final selectable world in the game. That could be anything, but in this case it will be for us Halloween Town. From after this world will just be like the worlds we just have no choice but to go through them. Yeah, Halloween Town, the map's a bit big. And we have to navigate around it. So I'm gonna use... yeah, okay. Ooh. Nothing up here. Go up. Yeah. You kind of have like a good... once you play the game often, you kind of have like a good guess of where stuff is. Like where the doors might be. Where the U0 is like right now. I might actually use a 1 here. Okay, don't use the... need it for this door. Alright, so Oogie Boogie has like kind of a low chance to pull off an 8 here. He did not do it, thank God. Yeah, when he pulls off the 8, it throws like the strat way off, but at the start it just really throws you off guard. It's like a really low chance of that happening as well. I'm trying to find some gimmick cards, because gimmick cards actually make a really big world of difference in this fight. Got to activate overdrive. But yeah, the gimmick cards will just lower the gate down instantly. Unfortunately, I'm not finding any gimmick cards. Oh, there we go. And they also kick down the gate for longer. So if I did that normally and like just attacked and like tied his card, I would have had like a shorter opening to attack him with. The next thing you need to do is get out of this world. Right, we're in that big room. Yep. That was almost disastrous. Worked out. Right, so this fight is up against Lexaeus. He does have a weakness against darkness, but the thing is I need to get into dark mode pretty fast. That's weird. Okay. It's like my attack didn't go off for some reason. I can't break that. Well, I thought I could tank that. That's... Luckily the room is not too big, because like, it's just very short, but yeah. That's what happens when you die. But yeah, at this point in the game, bosses are really scary. And I haven't been putting like any points to my HP at the moment. Wow. I'm trying not to die again, but that is pretty hard. What's really funny is like, usually he doesn't beat my numbers at this point, but he has. Like, I usually expect him to beat the 18, but not like, not the 21. But yeah, he's weak to darkness, so all your combos, your slates will do a ton of damage against him. And yeah, that's the fight. That's after 2 attempts, that was pretty much a perfect fight. Alright, so I'll do my bits of upgrade here. This is the part of the game where I get the most levels. And now, after that fight, Riku needs to, like, have a nap, and then he'll move on to the next world. But what really happens is that he's kind of, like, in denial with the darkness because of the events of the first game. And he will ultimately face it in Destiny Islands, where... so, part of the plot is that he can only see, like, the evil in his memories, like Maleficent, that hasn't been like any of his friends. And this is like his, you know, where he grew up. So, the fact that, like, he had no friends rock up to him, for him, that's pretty painful for him. So... Oh. Fortunately, that was the direction. Yeah. Balls up here, yep. If I have it. We got some high green numbers. It'll be much easier to get. The boss. Boss all requires a 7 or higher for the green number. What is worse? So the dark side fight, it's pretty scary. And if I die during this is like the longest, like, yeah, it's like the longest death. So hopefully I don't die. And yeah, his big weak point is his head. That's a little unfortunate. I'm sure I can think Berk gets here, but we'll see. I think I can? Yeah, and we'll get into Berserk range. So this is where the fight gets a little scary. Basically, like, 1 or 2 hits can kill me, depending on what hits me. And ideally, I don't want to go into dark mode in this fight. It's actually faster to stay in normal mode. I actively made sure I switched to a 2 there, because, yeah. Nice! That's a pretty good fight for Darkside. Yeah, I'll be upgrading HP for the rest of the run. I won't be... provided that I don't need to grind for extra cards. So, Riku comes face to face with Sora, who ends up being Zexion and actually beats him. Now, in the remake or the PS2 version or the console version, you actually fight him, but in this version, you don't fight him. So, very interesting difference. Yeah. So, that's the other reason why this version is shorter, because you don't have to fight the extra boss fight. And Zexion, I heard, is... he's no pushover. So, yeah. I just throw another 3, I just throw... Yeah, so next world we have Twilight Town. And this is like the first, like, game that introduces Twilight Town. So it's definitely come a long way in the series, that's for sure. But yeah. So in Twilight Town, Riku meets Ditz. And he also meets another very significant character in the game's story, and yeah. That is like the big door we have to go through in the game is right in this world. We need cards that value up to 50. And here we need a card that is blue and is 2 or under. So I'm going to pick Mingling Worlds. And we find Riku Replica 2. Now Riku Replica 2 is a really difficult fight. If you try to go toe-to-toe with him, he'll basically destroy you. Can you just do normal attack? Thank you. And it's really important that you use Slate Lock. This is so that you can have access to Dark Aura. I'm gonna have to take this there. Yeah, I'm gonna try and play the fight as safe as possible, but yeah, the fight is pretty scary when he can both stun you and yeah. And use Dark Aura as well. And can throw out zeros randomly. You can use your own movement to be safe and just, yeah. Nice. I didn't have to use another Dark Aura. That was not a bad fight. So these levels will be like the final levels I get in the game, hopefully, if I don't have to grind for extra cards. This is where Riku Replica finally dies, in case anyone is wondering. And I had to see how many zeros I have quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But yeah, at this point in the game, you fight him like 6 times, and it's a bit absurd. This is where math becomes important. I do have 3 9s, which is pretty nice to have. Oh, okay, hopefully I don't get hit too much. Yeah, getting into a counter here is actually pretty scary. Especially regarding the next and final boss fight. RNG, let's go. So yeah, I forgot to explain what Mingling Worlds does. So Mingling Worlds is basically, it picks any room, including rooms that you don't normally have access to in Riku's mode, like Martial Awakening. And yeah, this is the 50 door I was talking about. So I have 3 9s, which is really nice to... Eight. Do I have another 8? Yeah, I do. 8, and then 7, and then... Okay. Cool. I do want to hold on to at least a 7 for the final door, and a 6. But yeah, so Riku meets Namine, who is a pretty significant part in Chain Memory Story, in particular Sora's story. And she gives Riku a choice to go through the sleep that Sora is currently going through and to forget about what he had done in the first game. Or to, you know, live on with what he has done. And he chooses to live on with what he has done, which is, you know, quite, you know, yeah, it's quite a, yeah, it's a really brave choice. But yeah, he's willing to live with the mistakes that he has done. And yeah, that scene just really shows the, shows how, like, cool Riku is as a character. I think I can use another 0 here and I'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah, that works out. Nice. Yeah, this is the final world, Castle Oblivion. There's only 4 rooms in Riku's story, unlike Sora's story, which has like a lot of rooms and a lot of cutscenes. We have Mickey with us. He's been absent since, I think, after the Lexaeus fight. Yeah. But he's back with us now, so that's nice. I can just like, yeah, 0-1 here. Yeah, easy. Finally, I used that card that I've had the entire game with me. Yeah, that one moment's reprieve has been with me for the entire game up till now. Oh, perfect. Oh. Anyway, so this is the final boss. This is Ansem. He is a doozy. So, the big thing about fighting this version of Ansem is that, yeah, the fight is really difficult. It can like turn on you in an instant if you are not like cautious. So yeah, my big rule is don't be greedy. I'm going to use Mickey here just so I don't use the rest of my zeros. So I do have Mickey here for heals, and he's useful for heals. The problem is the heals can be broken at any point. So the only consistent heal I have in this fight... Hold on. Okay, cool. We are safe for now. Yeah, the only consistent heal we have is, yeah... is Oogie Boogie. But we can only use him once because he's one of the special boss cards that we have. And you can only use them once per fight. Oh, wrong card, I don't mean to use Ursula. Also, we've accumulated a lot of boss cards, so it can get mixed up in what we have. Yeah, I don't mind seeing some bits in the chat. Time will be coming up when the boss's HP hits 0, but yeah, it's mainly the start of the fight that can be extremely difficult. I'm going to actually use Attack Bracer here. Fine. Ooh! That was a really good Ansem fight! Yeah, I made that look a lot easier than it should be, but yeah, you're fighting him at an exceptionally low level. So, yeah, that fight is not easy at all, especially in the speedrun setting. Yeah, if you're interested in running this version of the game or the console version, you can check out Cage Speedrunning. But yeah, this is a very cool game that basically you have to deal with like the cards that you're given, at least for Riku's story. And I think that's a pretty cool like metaphor to describe like what his story is. Like he's dealing with the consequences of his actions, and that's actually really cool. And is willing to accept them and his own darkness as well. Yeah, I hope people have enjoyed the marathon so far. And yeah, good luck to all the runners, and it's been fun running this game. Yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, good luck to everyone.